Hi everyone, welcome to the Wednesday Facebook Live Forever in Motion class. My name is Amanda. I hope you're having a great day. For today, we're going to use our hand weights. I actually have a heavier set and a lighter set, so if you're able to go and grab those, as well as of course we have a chair in case you need it for balance or you just get tired, and a water bottle as well. And anything we do today, even if you don't have weights, you can still use the band. All these exercises can be done with either a band or the weights. So I'll just give everyone a few seconds to go and grab their stuff. And then once you come back, let's just start with a march. We'll get right into it. So you're just gonna stand nice and tall, shoulders down and back, opening up through our chest, squeezing our abdominals and squeezing your bum, and just swinging your arms side to side. Again, if you need to, you can stand behind your chair, holding onto your chair for balance if you need that extra support. We'll be working on cardio today, upper body strength, lower body strength, some core work, abdominals, and maybe some other goodies at the end. Good. All right, let's take this march a little bit wider. So a little bit wider, really focusing on getting your feet off the ground. Again, still focusing on our posture, shoulders down and back. Good, and back to a narrow march. So again, the goal of the warm-up, this cardio portion, is to get that heart rate up, okay? So the blood is flowing and pumping to all of our extremities, and that way when we hit the weights, hopefully there's less chance of injury. Okay, so you really want to focus on the cardio portion. And when I say get that heart rate up, I mean that you should still be able to have a conversation or whistle or sing. Don't worry, no one's going to hear you. If you can't, then you're going too fast and you need to slow it down a little bit. You should still be able to whistle. Good, let's take it wide one more time. Good, all right, let's just do a step touch. Nice and easy, swinging the arms back and forth. Good, standing up tall. Good, let's do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1, and let's just do a bend and a lift. Bend, up, bend, tap, tap. So a little bend, tap. Good, little side to side. Okay, if you're ready, let's add a reach, little bit forward. We don't want to cross and twist, okay, our spine. We're just going to add a little stretch just to like the opposite corner of the wall. Good. Bend and up. Good. 4 more. 3, 2, and back to the march. Good. Let's add a heel tap. Heel. Heel. Good. And some arm curls if you're able. If you're holding onto the chair, no problem. Holding onto the chair, just alternate. Good. And 4 more. 3, 2, and we're going to add a tap to the back. So tap, So extend that leg straight back. Okay, I'll just show you from the side, back. I'm still standing up tall. I'm not leaning forward, rolling my back, right? Shoulders back, squeezing your abdominals. If you're able to, you can do same arm as leg, reach. Or both arms. Stretch. You might have to slow this down a little bit. That's fine. We got a lot of moving parts to this one. Main goal is to really focus on your balance, squeezing your abdominals, keeping that chest up. Good. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Back to the march. Whew, getting that heart rate up. Good. All right, let's just tap to the side. Tap. So similar to what we did with the bend and the lift. Okay, but this time I want you to reach straight up. Same arm as leg, up. Reach like you're stretching up to the roof. Going to grab something on the top cupboard. Reach. Good. 4 more. 3, 2, and back to the march. Good. All right, let's work on a little bit of a braiding motion, okay? So we want to step out to the side, okay? This leg crosses behind, so you're kind of crisscrossed now, and then you relax, other leg steps out together. So we're going to go the other direction, so step out, you can be holding onto the chair, cross behind, step out, together. So step out, cross behind, out, together, step behind, uncross, together. Good. I'm going to go a little bit faster, but you go at your pace. Okay, this might be a little bit tricky. If this is too tricky and you're like, no way, Jose, not today, just do double steps to the side. Good. So those are your options. So either the cross behind or the double step. Good. I'm just going to swing my arms forward and back. I think my legs are doing enough. I don't need to complicate things with my arms. So just do whatever feels natural and really focusing on your balance, keeping that good posture. Good. 4 more. 3, 2, and last one, and back to the march. Good, we're going to do one more cardio exercise. We're going to do our V step, okay? So, stepping out, so out, out, and then back, back. Same leg. Up, up, back, back. Good. Up, up, back, back. And for me, it just feels natural to add punching arms, back, back. But again, don't worry about the arms too much, okay? Just do whatever you feel comfortable with. I'm going to pick it up a little bit. We haven't switched our starting leg yet. We'll do a few more on this side. Good. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to start other leg now. Start. So up, up, back, back. So just take a minute. Get the legs used to it. When you think you got it, and if you feel like you want to, add some arms. Again, nobody can see you. I can't see you, so you don't even have to be doing what I'm doing. As long as you're doing it safely and focusing on your posture, focusing on your breathing, right? Good. 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. Good. All right, just march it out. Let's roll those shoulders down and back. If you've watched my classes before, you're going to hear my spiel about this. I'm always going to roll my shoulders back in this class. Okay, the reason for that is we already do enough of this. So why would we do more? Okay, we need to do the reverse. Okay, so I really encourage you throughout the day, roll those shoulders back, squeezing your shoulder blades together. This one always feels nice. Good. All right, nice gentle taps. We're slowing down the heart now. See what we got. Yep, got that heart rate up. So just nice and easy, slowing it down. Gentle taps. Just like warming up and doing our cardio and getting our heart rate up before we exercise with weights. Okay, it's really important to also slowly bring that heart rate back down before we grab the weights. Okay, otherwise you could get venous pooling in your legs. Okay, lightheadedness, all that stuff that we don't want. Okay, good, and a little tap to the side. Again, nice and easy. The goal right now is to slow down the heart rate, slow down that breathing. Good, I'm just adding gentle arms. Nothing too crazy. Good, and lastly, I'm just going to tap to the back. Again, nice and slow. Good, and rest. Good, all right, my heart rate has come down. It's nice having one of those fancy watches, isn't it? But if you feel like your heart rate is still quite elevated and you're still kind of breathing a little bit heavier, okay, I encourage you to keep marching. If not, grab some water. Water is so important while we're exercising, so make sure you always have that water handy. And even if I don't cue a water break, feel free to grab that water anytime you feel thirsty, okay? We're actually going to go into our upright row. So I'm going to use my heavier weights for this one because we're using our bigger muscles in our back. So that's what I'm going to do. If you have 2 sets, you can start with some heavy and then you can always switch to light. But if you just have 1 set of weights, that's fine. Or even if you have a band, that's fine. But I'm going to start with my heavier set. Always recommend too that you leave your weights somewhere up higher as opposed to the ground, right? With lifting and stuff and protecting our back, we don't want to be bending down to the ground too much, lifting up heavy stuff. So I always try to set my weights on something a bit higher or on a chair or on the table. All right. Again, I'm going to do this in standing, okay? So if you do have your bands, okay, you're going to put the bands underneath your feet, holding onto it in either end. Feet are hip width apart. Roll those shoulders down and back. Knees are soft. Chest is open. And your palms are facing your thighs. So your hands, your weights are resting on the tops of your thighs. From here, we're going to bend our elbows as they go out to the side. Our weights come up just to our chest, and then we come down. So our elbows come up just to shoulder height, not any higher, just to shoulder height. Shoulders also stay down and like down. Good. Up and down. Shoulders back and down. Breathing on this one, okay? So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. If this is getting hard, like I said, you can change your weights, or you could always do unilateral exercises, which is one arm at a time. That makes things a little bit easier than bilateral exercises. Good. I'm going to do 4 more. Four seems to be the number today. I don't know. 3 more. 2 and 1. Good. Perfect. Let's set those down. Again, somewhere up a little bit higher. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my lighter weights, because now we're going to do chest. All right, so now we're going to keep standing if you're able to. I have my lighter weights. If you're using the band for this one, it's going to go around your back and underneath your armpits. Okay, then you're going to lift up, elbows up. This one is hard because people want to, as we get further into the exercise, I should say, your elbows slowly start sinking down. But I actually want them up. Okay, you extend your arms straight out in front. Bring them back in, squeezing your shoulder blades out. Good. So we're pushing, pulling, push. Good. Extend. Same thing with this one. You can do one arm at a time if you're finding it difficult. Okay. Good. 4 more. 3, abdominals tight. 2 and 1. Good. Whew, feeling that big time in my shoulders. Okay, I'm going to keep one light weight. Okay, we're going to do the combination, kind of a row with tricep kickback extension. So it's kind of like the lawnmower, for those of you who are familiar with that. So you're going to hold one weight, okay, or the band, okay. If you're using the band, it's going to go underneath your front foot, okay, and you're only holding onto the band with one hand, okay, so the opposite hand. Now, you want to kind of go into a forward lunging position, okay, but notice my neck and my spine all the way down to my tailbone is in line. Okay, we're not rolling our shoulders or rolling our back forward. We're not looking up, cranking our poor neck, or looking straight down. So everything's in line. I'm going to use my non-working hand to support myself on my leg. And from here, you're going to bend your elbow, bringing the weight to your hip. So not up too high, just kind of right at your hip where your belt would be. And then you're going to extend it down. So up and down. And if you're using the band, exactly the same thing. You're pulling up and down. Good. Up and down. Do a few more of these because I'll show you seated. So keep going if you're able to stand. If you're not, okay, you can always do this one, leaning forward a little bit, almost like when we get into our hip flexor stretch at the end, but you're going to lean forward a little bit and go from here. Again, neck and spine in line. Okay, that's the main thing. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And let's stand up for a bit. Give that back a little bit of a break if you need it, because we're going to do it one more time, this time adding the extension, the kick back. Okay? So, we work the back, now we're going to add in the triceps. So get into the same position, same side. We'll switch after if you can. Okay? Up, back, and in. Back, and in. So extend that arm straight back and in. As you extend it back, okay, think about straightening the elbow the best you can. 4, here's 4 again. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, I'm feeling that big time. Okay, we need to switch sides. Okay, so put the band underneath again your front foot, and you're pulling it with the opposite hand. Again, leaning forward, front knee is bent. My non-working hand is supported on that leg. My neck and spine are in line. Okay, you're looking about 3-4 feet in front of you. Okay, just starting the lawnmower, right? Pulling up, okay, up. Think about bringing that shoulder blade over to the center of your spine. But the biggest thing I see people do in class is they kind of get that arm right up by their rib, and that shoulder pops up. So actually it's way too high. So make sure you're only lifting it right to your waist, right where your waistband or belt would be. Good. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Let's stand up. Give our backs a little break. We're going into the kickback now. Same stance. Okay, starts the same. This time we're kicking straight back and in. Keeping that elbow up. Exhaling as you're extending your arm. Four more. 3, 2, and 1. Good, all right, that's enough arms right now. Whew. Grab some water. All right, we're going to keep standing. We're also going to use our chair, okay, because we're going to do hip abduction, but then we're going to do hip adduction. So there's 2 we're going to do today. Okay, so holding on to the chair, okay, lean over slightly onto the one leg while your other leg is lifting up and down. Okay, so up, leading with the heel. Your toe is turned in, so it's almost like you're pigeon-toed, and we're not going for height. We're not lifting it high. That's absolutely not correct. Okay, you're just lifting it a couple feet off the floor. What we're working is the side of our hips into our glutes. Okay, these muscles are so beneficial for doing stairs, okay, getting in and out of vehicles or in and out of the tub. 2 more. Last one. And switch. Good. So I'm going to move my chair to the other side. You don't have to. And I prefer that you don't anyways. Just want to make sure everyone gets the best angle here. Okay, we're going on to our next side. Noticing I'm leading with the heel. Again, what I see participants do in class is they turn the toe out and they're doing this. So the toe is straight up, okay? So it's actually supposed to be pointed forwards. Now that I've done this a few times, I'm going to add in some balance too. Might as well. Okay, maybe I'm going to hang on with a finger or 2. Maybe I'm going to hover. See how my balance is today. 2 more. Last one. And rest. So you should really feel that all through here. Shake that out. Okay. Again, keep your chair where it is. I'm just going to turn mine around. So you see the next exercise we're going to do. Maybe this will be better. I think actually this will be better. I'm going to go to the side of my chair. Okay, so we did abduction. Now we're going to do hip adduction. So just 1 letter's changed in that. Okay, so the leg that's furthest away from the chair is your standing leg. The leg closest to the chair is your working leg. Okay, you're going to put your weight on the standing leg as you bring that leg over. Okay, so you're crossing the midline and down. So up and down. Keeping that leg a little straight, but never locked. So there's a soft bend. Right now, we're working the inner thigh. Okay, try a few more. I feel that right away. I hope you do too. 2 more. And when I say feel it, I mean in a good way. 1 more. Rest. Good. Okay, other side. Again, I'll move my chair. So the leg furthest away from the chair is taking the weight. The leg closest to the chair is doing the work. Okay, so up. So you're literally crossing your leg in front, lifting it up just a little bit, keeping your hips square. That's a good point I didn't say on the last side. So don't turn, okay? So we don't want this. Your hips actually stay square. So that's, again, it's not a big lift. Up and down. 3 more. Oh, I did 3 this time, not 4. 2 more. And 1. Good. Again, you should feel that in the inner thighs. Shake that out. Okay, grab some water. Lots of water today. Thankfully, well, in Saskatoon anyways, it's been feeling like fall in the mornings, and today it's beautiful. Back to mid-20s. All right, still staying standing if you're able to. Okay, again, I just kind of turn my chair to the side. We're going to do a standing knee flexion exercise, okay, which is also really good for balance. So we're going to do a double whammy again. That's the one good thing about some leg exercises. If you're doing them standing, you're also working on your balance, which is so important. Because as we age, not only does our strength decrease, but our balance seems to get worse, and that can cause falls. So we don't want that. So every time you join our classes, really focus on your balancing and challenging yourself a little bit, okay? Standing on one leg, you're gonna bend the knee, thinking of bringing that heel to your bum and down. So we're gonna do the same side. So this is the knee flexion, bend, and down. Now, what I don't want, maybe this is better. What I don't want is this, and down. See how my knee comes up? I actually want your knees to stay in line, and just your heel comes up. See that? Up and down. Okay, so I'm going to try a few more, but I'm only going to hold on with one hand. Maybe I'll try piano fingers. Okay, up. Down. Maybe I'll hover a little bit. 2 more. Last one. And rest. Good. Shake that out. I'm going to move my chair again. Okay. Again, standing. Keep the knees together. Standing up tall. Bring that heel up to your bum. Good. Keeping your knees in line. Shoulders back. Okay, the other thing when it comes to balance is it helps to look at something straight ahead. We call that look out onto the horizon. You know when you're sitting at the lake and you're looking out across the water? That's what you should be thinking about right now. Not looking down, and never crank your head to look up. You're looking out on the horizon. Focus on something in your room. And then try to challenge your balance. 2 more. Last one. And rest. Good. Shake that out. All my legs, I can sure feel that. Big time. All right. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab my heavier weights again because we're going to do arm curls, so bicep curls. Again, you can choose which weights you're using, and you can choose which, or the band, okay? So if you're using the band, it goes underneath your feet, okay? You're holding onto it on the other side. we're going to do what we call the reverse curl, and we're going to do it unilaterally, meaning one arm at a time. I like to do that with a lot of these upper body muscles, just so we can really concentrate on working the bicep, which is what is supposed to be working. Sometimes if we have a lot of other things going at the same time, other muscles kind of come in and they take over. So we really want to focus on working the front of our biceps. So starting the same way as we did with the upright row, your hands are facing your thighs. Now your elbows are into your sides, and you want to think about squeezing a newspaper in between your elbows and your ribs. Okay, so what you do is you're going to bend your arm up. Okay, your wrist is straight and strong. We don't want puppy dog paws, we call them. Okay, so your palm is facing forward, and then we're coming down. Now we're going to do the other arm. So palm is up. Okay, this might feel a little bit different than our regular rows, or our regular bicep curls, okay, where we have our palm up. Okay, this time your palm is actually facing the floor and you end with it facing forward. Good. Reverse. So it's the opposite of probably what you're used to. Good. Up. And there's 3 parts to our bicep. And there's different exercises that target all 3 different parts. So that's why we want to change it up a little bit. Okay, so I encourage you, if you're a leader for one of our Forever in Motion classes, welcome and thank you. Okay, without you, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. But I do encourage you to switch up the exercises a little bit so we can target the different parts of the same muscle, if that makes sense. Up and down. Good. We'll do one more each arm. Last one. And rest. Perfect. Set those down. Good. Okay, a little drink again. Grab your weights. This time, lighter weights. Okay, from here, you're going to hitchhike. Okay? So we're going to do our side lateral raises. So your thumb is up as you lift the arm just to shoulder height, and down and up. Kind of like making a half snow angel. Remember back, I know we should be talking about snow right now. How about a sand angel? So if you're laying on the sand, okay, and your arms are coming up, but only to the shoulder. We don't want to go above the shoulder. Okay, and now if this is difficult because you have shoulder injuries, feel free to do it without, okay, weights. And if you're using a band, you put it underneath your feet and move up that way. Up, good. Nice and slow. Again, doing one arm at a time I find is so beneficial and a little bit easier. Okay, if you don't believe me, let's try a couple with both. And that's okay too, to do a couple like this. Do a couple together and then singles. Switching it up. Let's do 2 more, both arms. Good, and last singles. Up and last one. Good, perfect. Roll those shoulders back. Great. All right. Okay, where are we at here? What time did I start? 30, 35. Okay, let's do some squats. Okay, so again, we're going to stay standing if you can, holding on to the chair, okay, if you need to. Okay, I'm going to have it close by. Okay, now the biggest thing with squats is we don't want our knees over our toes, so we don't want this. Okay, we actually want your bum back, so then your weight is shifted towards your heels. Okay, I'm also going to bring my arms up as I bend down. Again, you can have that chair in front of you, and then come up. When you come up, don't forget the squeeze of the bum. Very, very important, okay? So down and up, okay? Play around with the stance of your feet, okay? If you feel any kind of knee pain or discomfort, okay, I encourage you to try maybe a wider stance. Maybe your toes are turned out a little bit, okay? Find a position that works where you don't feel any amount of pain on your knees, okay? If this is difficult to do, have a seat and stand up and sit down. We call those sit to stands, and those are just fine too. So keep going with the squats. Okay, if you're able to, I'm also going to demonstrate the sit to stands. For those of you who aren't sure, sitting forward, coming up and down. Trying not to use the chair. Okay, arms can come out just the same way as well. Good, let's do 4 more. 3 more. I'm going to go back to the squats. 2 more. Last one. And rest. Good. Perfect. All right. Let's do heel-toe tandem stance. Okay? So, let's put the leg closest to the chair in front. Okay, I'm going to do a side view again. So I got one foot in front of the other. Now, your feet, if they're apart, it's a little bit easier. If you want it a little bit harder, you can put your feet as close as you can together, but again, that one foot is always ahead. So right now, I'm doing a heel to toe stance. You can get it as close to that as you want, okay? What we're doing is we're standing up tall. You're gonna rock forward. You can see my back heel lifting off the ground. And then as I shift my weight back, my front toe is lifting off the ground, okay? So I'm rocking forward, my back heel. As I shift back, my front toe. So as you get used to this, okay, practice maybe a finger for balance. Maybe you can try a couple just hovering, you choose. Or maybe you're like, no, I'm feeling like this is working my balance enough just by holding on, and that is fine. Every single one of you is going to do it differently, and that is a-okay. Now, if you're wanting to, I'm going to show you the next kind of level, is you're actually going to rock forward and come up onto your toes, just like we do for the calf raises. So both my heels are up. As I come down, I'm rocking back and both my toes are up. This is quite a bit harder, okay, than just doing our regular calf raises where we have our feet side by side. This is a narrower base of support, which is definitely challenging our balance. Good. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. And rest. Good. Shake that out. But we better do the other side. Okay, so again, I'm just going to turn my chair. So the leg closest to the chair in front. That's kind of what I recommend, but you can choose what you want. Okay, I'm going to have my heel up at my toe, so my legs are in tandem, or you can get it as close to it as you can. Okay, I'm just going to start rocking forward, lifting just one heel. As I come back, lifting just one toe. So I'm going to get my bearings here first before you try to challenge yourself. And that's what I encourage you to do. Start with the first level. And if you're thinking, maybe I can try the next level, then go for it. Or try a few in the next level, and then come back to the first level. That's great too. So I'm gonna come now, both heels are lifted. I'm on both of the balls in my feet. As I come back, both toes are lifted. Up, back. Okay, I got a finger or two on the chair. Might notice one side is a lot harder than the other. This is not my good side. I can tell you that. Up, and rock back. 3 more, up, back. 2 more, up, back. Last one, up, and back. Oh, holy moly. That was good. Have some water, and then we're actually going to have a seat. Have a seat. We earned it. All right. Let's finish with a few little things here. So let's finish with some core work. Okay, so you're going to sit up nice and tall. Again, away from the back of the chair. Okay, sitting up tall, we're going to do core so your hands can be on your thighs. Option 1. Option 2, across your chest, or option 3, just gently behind your ears. Never pulling on your neck. This is the harder option. I might start with 1 or 2, and then I might throw in a 3. So you do what you need to do. Okay, I'm going to start here. Plant your feet on the floor. It's like there's sticky glue on the floor, and your feet are stuck to the floor. As you lean back, and then come back up. Now, envision there's an orange underneath your chin, and you're just gently squeezing the orange. Good. Good. Leaning back, feeling your abdominals contract, and up, back, and up. I'm going to try a few like this. Back, and up. Good. Let's do 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. And rest. Good. Roll those shoulders back. Perfect. All right, let's just sit in our seated position. Let's do a little trunk rotation. Okay, so let's cross your arms, bring your elbows up. Okay, maybe I'll do this one head on. Okay, so we're sitting like this, again, away from the backrest. Okay, all we're doing is we're turning and just twisting through our upper body. Okay, and let your head follow. So think of bringing your elbow back and turning your neck as far as you can, and then slowly coming back to front. Good. Now do the other side. So keeping your elbows up, your eyes follow your elbows, twisting gently to the back and front. So the key word here is gently. Okay, other side. Twist, and back, and one more this side. Twist, and back. Great. All right, one more thing before we get into our stretching. Let's do our hand exercises. Okay, so I want everybody to lift their hands up. Bring your pinky to your thumb. Okay, and then I want you to really open them nice and big again, and bring your ring finger to your thumb. Open them up, stretch your fingers, middle finger, open, stretch, index finger, open and stretch. So let's do it again, starting with your index finger, open, middle, open, ring, open, pinky, open. Good. I'm going to throw a little brain work with this one too though. So this time I want you to start thumb to pinky on one hand and index finger to thumb on the other. So now we're going to be doing different fingers on each hand, and it gets a little tricky, so we got to use our noggin, okay? So pinky to finger, pinky to thumb, index to thumb, and then go to the next finger in line, and the next finger, and the next finger. Did you end up pinky to thumb, index to thumb? Let's try it again. So each time, each finger is different. So once you get the hang of it, maybe not today, something to practice though, you can go a little bit faster. I hope you're smiling and giggling at yourself like I am. Because it feels like, oh, this is not bad. And then I look and I'm not doing it right. Good. All right, rest. Roll those shoulders back. Perfect. Let's do a little bit of a stretch. So sit up nice and tall. Okay, shoulders down and back. Actually, let's do a few of those. Roll your shoulders down and back. Good. And rest. Good. Just slowly dropping your ear to your shoulder, thinking of lifting that chin up, and slowing down the breathing. Excellent work today. Thank you for joining me. Whether it's live or you're joining at a later date, that's all right. Good for you. You're putting in the work, getting it done, and your health is benefiting from it. Good. Back to center, and the other ear to shoulder. Again, when we're stretching, you should just feel a pull, never pain. Okay, if you feel pain, you need to back off a little bit. Good, and rest. Okay, bring one arm across so it's straight. Okay, the free arm comes underneath that arm and pulls it in. Rotate your wrist while you're here. And the other way. Okay, give that arm a little bit more of a squeeze. Good, lift that arm up. Pat yourself on the back, okay? Elbow up if you're able to, okay? To stretch your triceps. If not, come around the back of your neck and gently push up that way. Good, and release. Okay, other arm straight across, come underneath, give it a little pull, rotate the wrist, and the other way. Good, little squeeze, and lift that arm up, pat yourself on the back, okay, gently lifting that elbow up to the roof. If this is difficult because you have some shoulder discomfort, come behind and around your neck, and then bring that arm across and up. Good, and release. All right, extend one leg out, heel down, toe up, sit up tall, and lean forward. I always seem to go over. I know I said 50 minutes. We're just at 50 minutes now. It might be 57. Sorry, well, 55. No, it'll be 55. 55 minutes. I better change that. Time flies when you're having fun and getting a nice workout in. Good. Lift that leg up if you can and place it onto the other thigh. Okay? And gently pushing down on that leg. Now, if this is a no-go for you, that's okay. You can actually just cross it about at the shin. And still, you can even lean forward a little bit, still opening up through that hip. Good, and release. Other other leg, extend it out, heel down, toe up, lean forward slightly, feel the back of the pull in the leg. Keeping the heel down, think of bringing your toes to your shin so you get a nice stretch. Good. If you're able to, lift that leg up, cross it on top of your other thigh. Oh, I don't know about you, one side, I sure feel it there. This side's tight. Sitting up tall, again, gently pushing down on that thigh. If you can, or maybe your leg is down here, that's okay too. Or maybe you're just not doing this one, that's okay too. You can hold the previous stretch a little bit longer. Perfect. Let's stretch the front of our hip flexors now. Okay, so you're going to turn in your chair. Extend one leg back. Okay. Squaring your shoulders, squaring your hips. So your hips and your shoulders are pointed in the same direction. You're tilting your hips slightly forward, and then you're leaning back just a hair, and then you can reach that arm straight up. Remember, we never want to bend over to the side, okay? That is not good for osteoporosis and whatnot for our spine, so we actually don't want to do any curving or leaning over. We just want to lift straight up, really thinking about stretching the front of this leg into the hip flexors. We worked those today with our squats. Good, switching sides. Okay, leg back, again, hips and shoulders facing forward, tilt the hips forward, lean back just a little bit, reach straight up, good, and release. Okay, turning to the front. Let's stand up, okay? Thumbs up, opening up through our chest, bringing your arms gently behind your back so you're squeezing your shoulder blades. Okay, and then slowly rotate your palms and your thumbs down and gently pressing back a little bit more. Release. One more time, couple more shoulder rolls, my favorite. Good, a big breath, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, and last one, inhale up, and exhale down. Thank you so much again for joining me today. We really appreciate it. Make sure if you have any questions or comments about the class or anything with Forever in Motion, you can reach out on here, or you can call us at 844-4083, and have a great day. See you next week.